Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to the final day of Adepticon here in Schaumburg, Illinois. Today, we will be streaming the first round. Let me get this in the right location for everyone. We will be streaming the first round of the Star Wars Shatterpoint Top Cut with the showcase that is going to be taking place today. With the big reveals for most of the stuff that will be coming out over the next year, within all of the game systems that AMG has, that will be getting streamed as well on Twitch and YouTube. That we will be breaking away from the final two rounds of the top 8 today. What that means is that we will be recording them, and they will be going up onto YouTube once we can sit there and kind of get those edited out as well. So that will be the priority, is getting those rounds up for the Premiere Showdown, so we can get all those up for everyone for their viewing pleasure with all of those. So that's going to be the primary work on getting those up and running. But that is what we're looking at doing. So we're looking at getting dice rolling here pretty quickly. I'm going to go ahead and just kind of get to our overhead view, so that everyone can see, because we are going to be starting pretty quick here. So this round is going to be Matt and Mike. Matt is going to be on the right-hand side, and Mike is going to be on the left. So they're basically kind of getting everything kind of set up where everything is going to be going. It looks like, based off of their measurements, it looks like they were going to be playing Sabotage Showdown. So yeah, just getting this set up, kind of getting a little bit of talks going on, trying to figure out everything that they are going to be doing today. And there's a lot of just that pre-game turn zero kind of talk going on, trying to determine where the egress points are, how everything is going to be ruled, and how they're going to interact with every terrain and everything along those lines, and where all the points are. So a lot of stuff here. I mean, again, this is the top cut of the first major Shatterpoint tournament of the year. Our head judge has walked into the room here and basically is trying to get everybody rocking and rolling, and where everything's going to be. I know he was very instrumental in getting this layout for this table set up to make sure that basically we have everything going on properly, and have a good competitive table for them to play on for this finals of the final top 8 of this event. So super excited to see where we go with all of this and how everything plays out. Very, very excited for our top 8 here. So this is the 3 seed and the 6 seed. Duncan, or Gladliness as we know, was the number 1 seed. We wanted to give him a little bit of a break from being in the limelight here, being on stream. Wanted to make sure that he had a chance to kind of just play a game without all the world's eyes on him and everything along those lines. So he's gonna if he wins, maybe up here a little bit later. But yeah, it looks like the players are kind of just getting their final instructions from the head judge, just to kind of make sure that everybody is on the same page, everyone's doing exactly what they need to, and there's a firm understanding. Judge is also letting them know the judge will be sitting ringside for this event to ensure that any judge calls are immediately made. He does have the rule book and all FAQs basically right there with him, so that he can show those rulings immediately to all of the individuals that are playing in the game if anything is of question. And I'll be right back. One moment. And we're back. Needed to fix our lighting there just a little bit to ensure that we got that set up just right for everyone. Want to get as good of a view for you as possible. All right, and now, so now they're just kind of getting everybody out. It looks like we have a Mother Dooku list getting played by Matt, along with Ahsoka and Lumi. What an interesting list to make the top 8. Ahsoka, Lumi.
Oh, I'm excited now. Hello, everyone. I know it's early. It's very early. We might not be up and running just yet here.
No, we're good. I'm good.
No, I meant chat. They look sleepy. Nobody said hi.
Yeah, well, let's hold on. We got to change that up. Yep. Might be a little. It is Sunday. People might have had a Saturday night.
Yes.
People might have had a Saturday night. So yeah, no, but yeah, we're up and running, and I did let chat know, and I'll probably be going up here. I'll let you talk a little bit and let everyone know kind of what the plan is for the day, since we are only going to be streaming this one round.
Right, exactly. Yeah, it's there's just a lot going on. I mean, talking about a Saturday night at midnight, there were still people going at it in that main lobby. I could hear them all the way up in our room. It was interesting. I was like, okay, you all must not have an event tomorrow because you are going to town.
Well,
still.
some of them are not as old as we are, and they have that energy to sit there and party all night and then wake up the next day and go and do some more gaming. So yeah, no, I get it.
Wait, old Todd? No, we are just well seasoned. Well seasoned. It's all right. We're gonna do our best. I am excited to see this Ahsoka Lumi action here.
Yeah, that looks pretty awesome.
And we've got Mandalorians. That is gonna be fun.
Matt's getting a little warmed up over here.
I know, doing some
calisthenics to get him going. I mean, it might be 8:30 here, but back home in Arizona, where we're from, it's 6:30. And Matt is one of our locals. We are pretty excited to sit there and be able to see him in his run here and see what he has to do. And Mike is, of course, a well played player as well. It does have some good. And we do have our first chatter of the day. Morning.
Yes, good morning. We are also looking forward to the reveals today. I am so excited. I want to know more.
So here is the plans, and we see that you are in chat. Based off of the reveals that they're going to be doing today, we are going to be only streaming round 1 of the top cut today. Then we will go in and stream the reveal that they're going to be having. And due to the scheduling and everything like that, we are not going to be streaming the last 2 rounds. They are going to be recorded. They are going to be going up on Momentous Struggles YouTube channel. So as soon as we get those edited out, so there's going to be some editing work that needs to be done simply because we won't be here to do play-by-play, so it's going to have to kind of figure out what the play-by-play is and everything like that, and do a little bit of voiceover for all of that. But we will get those up on Momentous Struggles YouTube channel as soon as we can get those edited out. But we want to make sure we get the reveal, because I think that's the big thing that everyone is going to want to see, is what is all the new goodies we're getting for the next year.
Yes. This is one of those things where at a con there is just not enough time to do everything. There is just so much going on with all the different game systems, with all of the hobbying aspect of the game. You really gotta pick your battles here, and so we know you want to see all of the new stuff. So that's what we're going to be focusing on today. So let's see. Looks like the players are just making sure all the objectives and terrain are in a good position for the game. It can be a little tricky, especially when you have different mission packs, and so a lot of times the terrain will get set up, and they'll set it up with just one of the 2 packs in mind, and then you run into some tweaking that needs to be done. But the players are working together here to get things set up and ready to go. I am really happy to see Ahsoka. Ahsoka is one of my favorite characters in this game.
Very excited to see that she's made it to the top 8.
And seeing Lumi again, that identity ability, a lot of people were we're kind of down on Lumi because her activation does sometimes feel a little lackluster, but it turns out that there's a lot of wounding in this game. And you know what Lumi likes to do? Give you everything when something gets wounded.
Right.
And I don't know about you, Todd, because I know you're an aggro player, but as a control player, I love seeing the future. and so that ability to have just a tiny bit more information from Luminara, I might have to pull out my Lumi model again and take her for a spin, because I know I haven't used her a lot, but I was trying to focus a lot on Republic when I first started playing, and I clearly needed to learn more of the game before I could effectively play Galactic
Yeah,
Republic.
there's a nuance to playing Galactic Republic for sure. I mean, I think we could go back and probably watch the game that Alec was playing yesterday.
Oh, yes. He was playing very, very aggressively with his, it was Mace Windu and General Kenobi.
Yep.
And that was such an amazing game. It was just a treat to watch those two players.
Hi, Jed. So, favorite team we have seen so far?
Ooh, so this is gonna be funny because I know I'm an Obi-Wan fanboy. He's my favorite, but I actually have really enjoyed Godliness's list.
Yeah.
So he is a Grand Inquisitor fan, and so he was playing Grand Inquisitor with Jedi Knight Luke Skywalker. But then here's where it gets a little spicy. So with Luke, he was running Stormtrooper Sergeant and Bounty Hunters so that you could use Payday to get the synergy with Stormtrooper Sergeant. And then on the other side, it was Grand Inquisitor, Jango, and Fifth Brother. And I mean, some of this, of course, was the skill of our player, but it was amazing to see how much movement, mobility, and just sheer board control that list was giving him throughout the event.
Yeah, Duncan ran that list. I mean, if you watched our last round of yesterday's stream, he ran that to an amazing efficiency. So I would have to agree. That was a very fun list to watch. I think that was. I mean, and again, that had to, I think, go back to just the skill of both of those players that were there and how well they played themselves. There was a lot of open communication. They were basically very straightforward with how they wanted to, this is what I'm trying to accomplish. Does it look like I can do that? No, you can't. I don't see that that's going to be possible. So there was a lot of great communication back and forth between the players, which made for a great game. I mean, and like I said, I was talking with Duncan this morning. It was like after round one, about halfway through, or should I say struggle one, about halfway through struggle two. I mean, he thought he was dead in the water, and I was in there going, okay, he just needs to try and find a way to scrap back to get this struggle two, so his tiebreakers might be good, and it just and he just clawed back, got struggle two, got struggle three. I mean, it was amazing. It was like, yeah, there were some dice in there as well, but I mean, the dice were not kind to Duncan. I mean, into that attack of the Stormtrooper Sergeant, and he rolls 5 failures on 5 dice.
Yeah, no, that was definitely rough, but again, and that just also shows the ability to stay cool under pressure, because that's the sort of thing that anyone would understandably be frustrated and might let that distract them from the gameplay, because it was on the opposing side, the attack dice were all strikes.
Right.
There were no criticals. He had a 5 dice defense roll. He should, statistically speaking, he should have had like 2 or 3 blocks.
A few blocks in there.
Like it was rough. But Todd, what was your favorite team?
No, the same as well. I mean, that was I can't that's the one that rises to it. I mean, it might just be the recency of it. Based off being the last thing that we saw, but it was just an amazing overall, just an amazing list, and it was, I think, the uniqueness of it more than anything else.
Yeah. Because a lot of what we see, not that these aren't great lists, but there has also been a lot of like just the whole Dooku box, the separatist lists that you would expect, a lot of tactical droids. Obviously, if you're playing Mandalorians, you're going to be playing all of the Mandalorians, I would think, or at least a secondary and a support. So sometimes some of the decision trees just lead you down certain paths. Like if you're playing Mace Windu, you're playing Mace's box. That's pretty much what your options are for that. So sometimes when we look at the list, we're like, okay, this makes sense. I mean, this is what AMG gave us as a design, and you're using it. So to see such a wild card of a list, I don't think I would have ever thought to put Stormtrooper Sergeant and Bounty Hunters together. That would never have occurred to me.
I mean, they're both strong units, so I mean I can see where the path that he walked down was. I can definitely see that path. It's not the obvious path, but it obviously is a path that works well for Duncan for sure, and he definitely found the way to make that work for him. So definitely a great. I mean, looks like we're getting to the point where we're almost ready to start here.
Yeah, the players are shuffling their order decks. They look like they're just about ready to go. Some talking back and forth.
But yeah, I mean, and I know we do know basically the first 2 or 3 activations, usually about the first 2, really are going to be kind of who does what and everything along those lines, who gets getting your positioning and everything like that, especially along this particular round. So,
all right, the cutting of the decks has happened, and they are
it looks like we're ready
about
to go.
To get started. Here we go, everyone. I, of course, am happy to see the Dathomirians on the table because the Mother Maul lists have been a favorite of mine, and Maul might be my favorite primary.
Well, and he isn't going with Mother Maul though. He's going with Mother Dooku.
Oh well, yes. Don't want to confuse you, chat. Yes, this is Mother Dooku, but it is the Dooku box. So
and the Mother box.
And the Mother box as is. Yeah.
100% as is, and then it's just all Mandos. Oops, all Mandos over on Michael's side, along with, as we said before, Ahsoka and Lumi. So a pretty interesting list. I'm really digging what he's bringing to the table here.
Yeah, Ahsoka Lumi is going to have so much mobility.
Right.
It's going to be interesting to see. And hello there, Brad. Good afternoon over in the UK. That's the great thing about this community. We have been seeing people from all over the world. We had someone from Germany in the chat, someone from Australia.
Yep.
I think we had some UK peeps as well. Yeah.
So. Oh, and one thing I do want to point out is we did get all that really great AMG swag. And unfortunately, because of our streaming schedule, we are probably not going to be able to give that all the way on stream today. So my goal is, what I would highly recommend to all of the people listening, if you're on Facebook, go to Facebook, give us a follow there so that you can go ahead and see, because I will be just doing giveaways right there on the Facebook channel. Just do the giveaways of all the cool swag that we have, because I want to make sure that does get out to all of our wonderful listeners. South coast of the UK.
Hey, there we go.
Man, we got a lot of UK people ready up and running today. So so basically I would definitely give us a follow so that we can, if you are on the Facebook there, so we can go ahead and get that some of those giveaways done, because we have some of the prize wall stuff that I want to make sure we are able to get out to some of you guys in the community. So we will be doing some giveaways on there so that you can sit there and get some of the cool swag that was getting utilized here at Adepticon.
So the players are working on their deployment right now. Of course, there's a lot of maneuvering that needs to happen. And remember, everyone, if you would like to hear Todd's sultry voice even more, you should listen to our podcast. We release most of the time on Mondays. We're at Adepticon though, so
this Monday is probably not happening.
That's not going to happen this Monday. But normally that's when we release new episodes. Please give us a listen. Give us some feedback. We like to do story time with Aubrey. That's me, and radio voice after dark with Todd.
That sounds mildly inappropriate, but we're good.
No, you're talking to them, Todd. You're talking to them.
All right. So it looks like I think they are finally got their final deployment going. And I think we are just about ready here now for to get up and running. So, yep, Matt's just going and getting his stance cards put down. I mean, the big key here is, especially when you're starting out, making sure you have your stance cards for your primaries on the side in which you are wanting them to be on to start with. I think that's a big key for a lot of players here, is making sure that all your turn 0 stuff is done before we start the game, especially at the top tables here. You want to make sure that now that we're in the top cut, any one of like a small little mistake, like, oh, I didn't have this on the side that I wanted, could end up giving you a bad start to your match, and one slip could be the worst thing to happen for you.
Yeah, especially after the games yesterday. Oh, there is the handshake, and we are flipping over. Let's see.
And of course, all the
so they got the regroup ability. So two damage or removing a condition, and remember that ability goes on the unit activated with the Shatterpoint card.
Correct.
So, in fact, I should pull out my cards so that I can see what's going on as well.
Yep. So basically just kind of looking out here, he did end up pulling Savage here, so he's just looking at what to do with our boy, the brother of Lord Maul, trying to see what he can do with him, basically just getting all of his movements going and everything along those lines. So really not a attack here for the Dark Fury. I think it looks like he did spend a Force for Furious Rush. Basically just going to go ahead and take cover, and that is him. That is Savage basically marking those 3 points. So, and of course, being the first player, he is not going to score those at this point in time. Now we go back to Michael. Michael is going to pull Bo-Katan. And take a look at what he can do here now. This is the first time, I think, on stream we have had the Mandalorians.
Right.
So I'm pretty excited to see them. It's like I almost forgot all about them. So, of course, she has her tactic ability, Pride of the Mandalorian. At the start of the activation, she can choose another allied Mandalorian character, and they can jump. So it looks like she's going to go ahead and jump up those Clan Kryze Mandalorians. And it is a character, so it won't be both of them, just the one. We'll go ahead and jump up onto that gantry right there on the top right.
And now it looks like we're going with an advance on Bo.
Yep, just an advance on Bo. I wouldn't be surprised just to see basically maybe looks like he's lining up for a potential jetpack.
So looking at control of that objective there.
And I believe he has a second activation or second action. And he's just gonna take cover with that last action. Pretty standard lines for the first activation of the game is just to get onto those points, take cover, get a hunker token, in case someone wants to go there. Just double checking he was within range 2 there.
But these are both excellent units to have moved up, right? Because Savage is very tanky. He's very good at sitting on points, and And that Beskar armor is no joke. The expertise chart on bow is pretty decent. So
That is correct.
These are great starts from both sides of the table.
So an early Shatterpoint for Matt here now. He's going to kind of take a look at what he wants to do.
It's the first Shatterpoint of the day.
Yep.
It's Shatterpoint time, but I don't know if that's if our player is as happy to see that as I am.
Yeah, it might not be exactly what he's wanting, but there's options here, and I think he's kind of contemplating if he wants to do something on the right side of the board there or not. I mean, also getting Mother Talzin up early to kind of start doing her shenanigans is always kind of an option as well. You have Dooku, who can do a lot of interesting things.
Right, both primaries on Matt's side have excellent tactic abilities, so it's quite possible we'll just see some movement happening, and it looks like...
Yeah, I think he's kind of looking at what he can do with Dooku.
Yeah, it looks like we may be seeing a Dooku activation.
Yep, looks like he's going with Dooku. Yeah, that's
going with Dooku.
So, of course, Dooku does have his tactics ability, leader of the Separatist army, where he can basically move any Separatist Alliance character within range 2, and it is a unit he looks at. Each character in that unit then makes a dash. So basically moving those...
it's himself and the chosen character.
And it's himself and the chosen character.
It is 2 units, but one is Dooku and one is the other Separatist Alliance character, which...
So basically it is going to be one of those... one of the Magna Guard, he's going to get those moved up. Yeah. He's going to go ahead and move up, and then he's going to be able to go ahead and dash forward.
And
he is also going to be make sure he's within range 2 of that objective.
And now the Magna Guards are going to go and follow using their it's not protection protocols. What's the name of that ability? Oh, no, it is. I was right. It's protection protocols. Look at that. Yeah, so what happens is after an allied Separatist Alliance primary unit makes a move action, then this unit, you choose one of the characters in it to follow, advance towards that chosen character.
And the beauty of this is now you have Intercede online, so that when Dooku's not going to be able to get attacked, as well as the Bodyguard, which gives the primaries and secondaries within 2 cover 1. So basically, it's giving a lot of additional protection to Dooku by having that Magna Guard just following him right along.
Yeah. And now we are getting some Force Lightning from Count Dooku. The Duke Meister likes to shoot lightning at poor Mandalorians.
2 crits, 2 hits. Had some failures in there, but only 1 block. I think that's probably going to turn into another block, so 2 blocks. Looks like the 2 crits are going to go through. And he is on the Makashi side, so we're looking at a total of 3 damage, but there is a shove there, and I think that he's probably going to go with the shove. I don't think he's going to look at going on the reposition. Yeah, so he's going to go ahead and do the shove and 3 damage here.
That makes sense. That's what you want here. That's what's going to take control of that objective.
Well, he was going to take control of the objective, I think, regardless, because of moving the Magna Guard with that Magna Guard
were the Magna Guards in range as well?
Yeah, if we look at the top of the screen, he brought those Magna Guards all the way up onto that first one.
He used the dash and the advance on the second. Got it. Yep.
So he got those Magna Guards up close and personal. So basically, he's going to flip that point, scoring 4 here and bringing that back on his side. So Matt is already pretty decent start on that second activation for Matt.
Here is Ahsoka.
Correct. Yeah, well, now we have Ahsoka. Going to kind of go in and see what you want to do here. I mean, bringing Ahsoka up, kind of getting her to where she can be utilized a little bit more effectively when units start to get wounded is going to be pretty good here. It is kind of interesting how all of this is going to play out because Mandalorians, you have very defensive primaries on Michael's side, and Mother is more anti-aggro. So it's interesting how this game is going to go and play out.
Right. I was thinking about that a little bit because Dooku, especially when he has the Magna Guards nearby, is incredibly defensive. I mean, his abilities are already defensive, and then when you add in the Magna Guards, it's even more. So, yeah. And then Ahsoka is also very defensive with her 2 force ability that lets her halve damage. So
correct.
It's
I don't see a lot of wounds happening in this game.
Yeah.
I really don't. I think it's going to be. I mean, that's what it looks like based off of the primary choices here. I think because like you have four very defensive primaries in a lot of ways here. All right, so it looks like we are moving forward with Ahsoka. It looks like potentially an attack. Not quite sure who based off of what I can hear here, it sounds like it might be just going into the Magna Guards here. I'm not sure.
Well, right, because of Interseed.
Right.
Those Magna Guards say,
Right.
you gotta attack me first. Okay, so it looks like we've got 2 strikes and... Okay.
So 4 regular strikes going through. Matt has 3 blocks there, so it looks like only 2 is going to be going through on Michael's side. No, 3 going through?
3's going through.
3 going through on Michael's side.
Okay.
And I'm not 100% sure what side he is on with Ahsoka. We'll get a quick look here.
It's all right. I got you.
I'm assuming she's on Jarkai right now.
No, actually on reverse grip.
Reverse
Probably
grip?
looking for the shoves and jumps.
Makes sense. So yeah, probably going on the top side. You don't need the recovers right now, so you're probably looking at 4 damage, a jump, and 2 shoves, a jump, and 4 damage is probably what we're looking for. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. So that is what's happening, and that is actually the side that I like most when I play Ahsoka. That reverse grip side is just awesome.
Yep, definitely. And I'm not 100% sure if you're going to be in range 2 here with the... Ahsoka's definitely jumped into range 2. It's going to be really close to see if Bo-Katan stayed in that range 2 or not. Might have to do a little bit of quick measurements there.
Yeah, I'm sure the players are going to take care of that.
Yeah.
But it's hard to see. It looks like she might just be outside, but not sure. Not sure. But 2 shoves should be enough.
So yeah, she shoved, jumped, shoved, but it looks like the Magna Guards are still going to stay within range 2 of that point.
Yeah.
So I don't think we're going to see that point get flipped at all based off of what I can see on the camera here.
Yeah, so not quite enough there.
Not quite enough to flip the point. So only scoring 2 here. Moving it back to Matt's side. Matt's just confirming 3 damage is going to be going onto those Magna Guard. So, and Magna Guards with 10 durability or 10 stamina are pretty beefy.
4 damage, right?
I believe. Well, it should have been 4, correct?
Yeah, 4 damage.
Yeah, he did put 4 tokens on there, so that was 4 damage tokens on there. And now the Magna Guards are coming back. He has the Magna Guards climbing up onto the top of that point as well, right next to that rear point to make sure that they're really on top of it and really controlling it as well. Magna Guards coming in. Looks like they're probably going into Ahsoka here, which makes sense. They're not going to do a lot of damage, so it kind of makes that what's the matter too fast for you ability not really worthwhile. They're really coming here just to do those shoves.
Yeah, you almost don't want to roll too many successes against Ahsoka.
Three.
Well,
I mean, those are going to turn into 2 crits, I believe, as well.
So that's going to be...
Yeah.
Yep, 3 and 3.
3 and 3. 3 crits, 3... So, 3 blocks, so only the 3 crits are going to go through. Yep, 3 crits going through, which is pretty solid for Matt here. So really, I mean, that is a shove, and either a reposition or disarm. I wouldn't be surprised to see a disarm put on Ahsoka here. So a total of 5 damage. Yep. Going down the bottom level, yep, so he does decide to go with that disarm. So it's a shove, disarm, 5 damage onto Ahsoka. Really not worthwhile to sit there and utilize that Ahsoka's ability of not too fast, or what's the matter too fast for you.
You would only be stopping 2 damage, and I think your forces...
Yeah, 2 damage for 2 force just is not worthwhile in any way. Yep.
Yeah, so 5 damage going on.
and push her out of protection. Nice.
Ah, there we go.
Oh, so she's out. He pushed her out of engagement range, so the ability wouldn't even be able to go off anyway. Yeah, makes sense.
Ah.
But and even so, I don't think even if it didn't shove her out of that area, it wouldn't. I don't think it would have been worthwhile for that damage. Just put 2 damage back on the Magna Guard. It's still not, at least in my opinion.
So now we've seen Gar Saxon flip. So he has a similar ability to Bo-Katan, and so it looks like he's moving up
And by similar, you mean the exact same ability of Pride of the Mandalore.
Well, fine. It's similar in the fact that it's the same, Todd. It's similar in that it's the same. That's all right. Anyway, moving up one of those super commandos, and now it looks like we're going to see an advance from Gar.
Correct. Yeah, I mean, so Gar Saxon and Bo-Katan, amazing core box units because playing them together is very easy. The 3 of their abilities are all the same. They have their tactic ability, Pride of the Mandalore, that active ability, Jump Pack, and their reactive ability of Mandalorians are stronger together. So that's why there's so much synergy with that core box and the Mandalorians. If you really are wanting to jump into this game, the core box has such a great value because if you're looking at this game right here, on Michael's side, he made the top 8 of the first Premier Showdown event at Adepticon for that, utilizing only the core box in this squad except for Luminara.
Right.
I mean, that shows there is a great value to that core box. It's like you can pick up that core box, bring it to a tournament, and you can take it pretty high up. I mean, a top 8 with 5 out of the 6 units that he brought are core box units. That's impressive.
Right? Again, I am a huge fan of Lord Maul. He's in the core set as well. He has awesome abilities. He even helps you learn a lot of the mechanics of the game because a lot of what he does is so unique. And the Mandalorians are just so much fun to play. I know that when my stepson first started playing, he pretty much would only play Mandalorians. He's like, I want to play Mandalorians and more Mandalorians. And he is like 10-1 against me.
And we got a shot here going in from Gar into Savage Opress. So he's looking at a nice ranged attack here. So you got 6 range attack. Gar does primarily want he's better on his melee side for attacking, but putting a shot in isn't too bad here at all.
He's got that sniper rifle.
He has a sniper rifle. It's a weird one. He has a sniper rifle for cover 2. But he has better dice in his melee. So it's a very interesting dynamic here. But it just shows that the versatility of the Mandalorians and those core box units that we were getting into.
All right, so dice are getting rolled. Let's see. And of course,
it looks like he did do the focus so that he could sit there and get those 3 extra dice. So there's a crit, and he's pulling out the failures
because he ended that move within 2 of the super commandos when they got moved up. That's the thing about the Mandalorians, that they mean it when they say they're stronger together. You want to keep them near one another so that you can keep getting those focuses.
Yep. So 2 blocks here for Matt. So 4 total going through. So a push on the tree, or shove on the tree right off the bat, and a jump right off the bat with Savage Opress. So a lot of things happening here. That shove, because it's on the expertise chart, will be happening before, because that is
at the end.
That's a not a personal effect. So that will be happening at the end. So looking at either way, it's going to be a total of 6 damage.
So Matt is choosing not to use the jump because, of course, Savage is already in a pretty good position.
Yeah, he's lined up pretty good for the purposes of the shoves and everything like that. So I think he kind of just wants to stay where he's at.
Right, because he has those boxes behind him. And
correct. Yeah, the crates are definitely keeping him from getting pushed in a lot of different ways. And I don't think Michael's going to be able to move Gar in a direction that is going to be able to shove him off of that point.
Yeah. Plus, remember, Savage, I kept trying to say Gar, and I'm like, no. Savage does just have an innate of protection and steadfast. So,
Yeah, I mean,
it's going to be even trickier to try and
to displace him
get
from
him
that
off
point.
of that
Yeah.
point.
So it looks like he isn't going to get that. So basically, he's still only scoring the 2. Brings that back. It doesn't cross the 0 line. Michael is going to be getting a momentum for that as well. All right, so now we see. Looks like that is going to be Django Fett.
Oh boy! All right.
So really, what we're looking for here is like, what is he going to want to do? He's going right at this point, going to be scoring 4 points basically. So 1, 2, 3, 4. That's putting him 2 away. If he can get a momentum here, then he's only really going to be one. There's only going to be one space between him and the momentum tracker or the momentum tokens.
I wonder if he is going to send Django after.
Well, he put Django into reserve.
No, put Django in reserve. Never mind. All right.
And he has a nice, pretty Mother Talzin foil card from
the prize wall.
From the prize wall.
That.
Yeah.
Fancy.
And he had to show it off to the judge as soon as he pulled it, being like, "Hey, look at my shiny stuff."
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. So.
Very exciting to see that. Yeah, I mean, there was some great prize wall stuff for all of the people here at Adepticon. Some amazing stuff. And as I said before, we are going to work on getting some of that stuff. Like I said, we unfortunately want to make sure. No, I won't say unfortunately. We want to make sure that everybody has a chance to see the big reveal. So because of that, we're going to make sure that we do get some of this great swag from here out to you. We're going to go ahead and do some giveaways through AMG, just that from the stuff that AMG gave us, and make sure we're getting that out to the community as we can.
Yes, we want to share the experience of Adepticon with you. So remember, if you can't come to Adepticon, we will bring Adepticon to you.
So maybe a few of you, not everybody.
And who is she attacking?
Looks like she's going into Gar, yeah. So Mom moves in, attacking Gar Saxon. A couple of failures in there. 4 strikes right off the bat. That 1 is going to turn into a strike, or into a critical hit, I should say. So 4 and 1, so 5 total. Looks like 1 block. That's probably going to best card.
Because they were exposed from the.
They
Night
were
Sisters.
exposed from the Night Sisters with their coordinated fire. 4 straight through.
Ooh, going straight down.
Yeah, that's a lot. So straight down, because she is on her Great Mother sign. So we're looking at a total of 7 damage, 2 shoves, and putting that exposed right back on it, it looks like.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that was an excellent attack from Mother Talzin. Yes.
And that is going to be it, I think, for...
Yep, so resolving
the shove. So Matt moves over to the other side of the board to make sure he resolves these shoves properly. With those 2 shoves really putting Gar kind of off the beaten path, so to speak. He's really kind of like just off there at the bottom of the board, almost to the board edge almost. So really moving Gar off, does wound him, does get that momentum. Basically going to score 4 points here, it looks like. There is, of course, the reactive ability from Ahsoka. So Ahsoka's going to trigger here.
Yeah.
She is going to not going to be able to get in range here, unfortunately, for Ahsoka. So she's
but she does still get that dash.
She does still get
not
that.
a dash,
It's a full advance. So she does get that full advance. So it's kind of nice to get her kind of wherever you want to put her. But yes, unfortunately, not going to be able to put her in the mix of it.
But she does get 3 recovers if you can attack. So
correct.
Got some options here.
So so that damage that went on to her, I don't think there's going to be anybody kind of in that general idea or in that general range of her. But those 3 recovers are going to come in handy to remove those if he decides to remove those from Ahsoka.
Hello there, Quincy. Welcome back.
Man, well, like all of our UK followers from the weekend are definitely jumping in and jumping into chat today. We got a lot of UK individuals. So
Well, yeah, our Phoenix friends are all still asleep. I would assume. It is,
yeah, I mean,
it's
it's
pretty
like
early.
7 o'clock on Sunday morning is definitely not exactly the time that they're going to be up and running around. So
it's all right. I'm sure they're going to be watching this back on the our YouTube channel later.
correct. Yeah, all of this is going to be back on the YouTube.
Hello in the future.
Right. And again, as we've said earlier, just a reminder here as the players are kind of talking through everything and how the different abilities work. You're hiding at work.
It's all right. We won't tell anyone, Quincy. It's your secret's safe with us.
But basically what's going to be happening is this is the only round that we are going to be live streaming today. After this round, we're going to be kind of taking a break, getting set up to go ahead and stream the big reveal, the showcase or the showcase reveal that they are going to be doing here at Adepticon for the next year for all of the game systems that they have. Once that is done, we will not be coming back on. We're going to record the second and third match of the top 8, and those will be going up on Momentous Struggles YouTube channel once I can get those edited out and everything along those lines. So I want to make sure that I can edit those as effectively as possible because it's going to be very difficult might be difficult to see what's going on if I'm not here watching the game live. So looks like we have moved forward. He has pulled the Clan Kreese Mandalorians. With that, he's looking at what he can do with them. Going to go ahead and move them. It looks like he's probably going to get Mandalorians or Stronger Together to trigger as far as that is concerned.
And those Clan Kreese Mandalorians have shoves very early on their tree. So
they do. They're
going to likely see some displacement from an attack here.
I would anticipate seeing some of that from them.
Oh, well, we got some expertise.
There is a crit in there for sure.
Got a good mix here.
Solid defense.
Wow.
Some expertise there.
Yeah.
Turns into 3 blocks.
So that those crits are going to be pretty important then. Okay, so it looks like 3 is going to be going through.
That was a solid roll. Getting that focus and being able to add that additional dice is always good. Okay, so straight down, basically it's going to be 3 damage. We're getting a pin, a shove, and an expose on here. So
wow. Yep, that's excellent. And Quincy, I agree with you. I am a little jealous. The playmat looks awesome. We've gotten to show off several of the playmats over the course of Adepticon, and I have a feeling we're gonna be hearing more about them at the reveal.
This is the Coruscant map. This is what they have decided that they have named the Coruscant map. So it's supposed to be the Coruscant City map, based off of what we've heard here. So another solid roll.
Wow.
3 failures, but he does have 1 expertise.
Todd, I'm glad we've worked out the kinks in your dice.
This appears to be that way. So it's going to be 1 crit, 3 hits. That expertise is just going to turn into another strike. So basically 4 strikes, 1 crit. Matt's looking for a solid roll here. Wow. Again, the Beskar armor, they're going to make a decision on what to do with that dice. It is a little cocked there. He's going to have him re-roll it. Goes back to the
keep it off the edge.
So
there.
4 blocks there. So only the 1 crit going through. Only the 1 crit going
Solid
through.
Solid rolls.
So it can go ahead and get another shove if he wants, and a damage, or he can put 2 damage on. So yeah, it's going to be 2 damage, basically, because he's going to go at the top side, which is 1 damage, 1 pin, but the pin is already there, making it 2 damage. Yeah, we spent 3 damage because there was exposed. Yeah, those didn't convert, so 3 go through. So more than likely, it's going to be a total of 4 damage. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, so we had to take that back because, yes, he was exposed. So 2 of those blocks would go back to just basically blanks at this point in time. So only 3. So 3 are going to go through. That is going to, in fact, wound. It looks like they were going. Yeah, they were going into the Magna Guard. Oh, so yeah. So they went with 2 shoves, 3 damage, and a disarm. So all sorts of conditions.
Wow.
On the Magna Guard there. So the Magna Guard are now wounded.
That expose was extremely important.
Very important, yeah.
Because now that the Magna Guards are wounded, their intercede ability does not work.
Correct.
All right.
Everything's coming up Mandos.
Yeah, so that of course is going to trigger Mother Talzin's identity. So she is going to dash off of that gantry back down onto the ground, but it does not look like not close enough for her attack.
So the nice thing though is, like, yes, the intercede is turned off, but there should be one still within range 2 of Dooku, unless they shoved him too far off, and I don't believe they did. I think they are still within that range 2. So Dooku is still going to get that bodyguard ability, so he's going to have cover 1.
Yeah. Now the Magna Guards are just so good. That whole box. If you like Count Dooku, you're in for a treat with that box.
Yeah. If you're trying to do good things in Shatterpoint, that Count Dooku box has all the good stuff. Count Dooku is an amazing primary. Jango Fett is arguably one of the best secondary units in the game, and the Magna Guards are arguably one of the best supporting units in the game. So that box is just solid.
Hey, and Dooku's no slouch either.
No slouch either. He's
tactics ability is very strong, and there is something satisfying about using that Force Lightning.
Yeah. Honestly, I mean, depending on the list, he's definitely a top 3, I would say, in my opinion. Top 3, as long as you have him in the right list. But, I mean, there's so many good primaries in this game now with both Vaders, all the new Luke, the new Vader, the original Vader.
Oh, I can't wait to play more with Luke. It's going to be so much fun.
I mean, we have all the new ones coming out with Din Djarin coming out. I mean, so many amazing primaries in this game.
Yeah, I think we're probably going to see more Mandalorians after this event. This is the way.
Yeah, it seems to be the way for sure. All right, so Matt basically it's still on his side. He's got 4 spaces. He's scoring 4. I think really what he's kind of looking at is, hey, all I need to do is find a way to make a wound.
I mean, remember, Bo-Katan took quite a bit of damage earlier.
Yeah. Kind of just trying to take a look at what he's trying to do and who he's trying to go with.
Jango has quite a bit of mobility himself, so
yeah, Jango is in reserve. Yeah, I mean this might be the way to go here. I think he's kind of making his decisions, kind of taking a look at what he's going to be doing here. Might just be a focus.
Yeah, doing some measuring here. Again, always measure twice, cut once.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I think he's looking at kind of like what he wants to do, because he could focus, which will give him a jump. Jetpack to give him another jump for a force. And then he's looking at what the ranges are going to be, like potentially a capture wire. I think is what he's kind of looking at here with the way that he has that range tool out. So potentially that.
Yeah, capture wire is so strong, and pin, great condition to put on. I also like that ability always makes me think of that scene where Obi-Wan's like, oh no, because he knocks Jango off the platform, but he's still attached to him with the wire.
Correct. Yep. So he is going to go with Jango here. So he does use a force right there for force jump, and I believe he's going to focus here as well. Now the question is he's going to use that capture wire early, or if he's going to go ahead and do his attack first, because the capture wire, I think if he uses that, might end up pulling them into melee range. So he's going to go ahead and use capture wire right off the bat. So 2 force utilized by Jango just in this part right here.
So Ronnie, this is its own game. This is Star Wars Shatterpoint by AMG. And so this is the skirmish level game. So you take 2 squads of a primary, secondary, and a supporting unit, and you bring them onto the table, and you're fighting a very small scale battle with all of the heroes
You were asking
and
which
villains.
game it was. So yes, Star Wars Shatterpoint behind my big head over there. That big bald thing is right above my head. There we go.
Up
It's
here,
coming
up
in.
here. Yes. Yeah, right there. Right. Let me see how close I can get to you
Yep,
there.
Star Wars Shatterpoint though.
Yeah.
Definitely a great game.
Yeah,
Eric, how you doing?
It was revealed. It was revealed at last year's Adepticon, right?
They had the.
Yeah.
What was the first time you could actually do any demos was here at Adepticon last year. So this game has only been out for less than a year. I think we're looking at about 7-8 months at this point in time.
It came out in June of last year.
June of last year. So yeah, we're looking at, I guess, about 9 months at this point in time. We are going to be doing a reveal here. After this round, take a break, go up and do a reveal.
Now, of course.
Yeah, very similar, I guess, is that way to put it. It's a Star Wars skirmish game. You're basically playing with 2 squads. Each squad has a primary, a support, and a primary, a secondary, and a support unit. And you take 2 of those squads, put them together. Most secondary or support units are usually 2 characters. So it's only a total of, like, at most you're really looking right now at least 8 models total on the board. So it's very neat, very fun game. It's brand new.
Yeah, we love it. That's why we're here.
So yeah, it looks like Matt went ahead and did an attack here with Django. Looks like he has 3 crits going through. So very solid. It looks like he already did his capture wire, so he's probably going to go the top side. 5 damage, a strain, and a jump.
That makes sense to me.
He's grabbing his jump, his short tool, his dash tool, which would be utilized for his jump.
Yes, thank you. One of the key differences about Shatterpoint is that this is not a very killy focused sort of game. Yes, characters do get wounded, which cause effects, but it is very rare unless you go very deep into the third struggle, because the idea is you win, you play 3 struggles, and there's different effects and objectives that are activated during those struggles, and your goal is to capture objectives and retain control of them. So your models only leave the table if they receive a sufficient number of wounds. But that doesn't happen very often, and that's kind of what I like about this game. You get to play with every single model that you bring to the table.
Yep. So Matt, unfortunately, did not get a wound, therefore trying to end the struggle on his side. Does score the 4 points, puts that struggle, the struggle tracker right up against his thing there. So like he's right up against the momentum token. So not quite ending the struggle here, but he is in very good position at this point in time. So
yes,
we do see that the Super Commandos have been pulled on Michael's side as well.
And hey, if you are looking for Legion, it is being streamed. I know you can't see this, but it's yep. right next to me.
Yeah,
so hey, I mean, I'd rather you stay and listen to Todd and I, but there is Legion here too.
Yep, all 5 games I should say of AMG are going live. We have 4 in this hall right now: Legion, X-Wing, Shatterpoint, and of course Marvel Crisis Protocol. Armada is in the sister hotel to this, so they are being played at a little farther away at a different location, but still part of Adepticon as well. So yes, we have all 5 of AMG's games and Hammercast games, their games going on right now. So looks like we have the Super Commandos moving in on that center point, getting up close and personal with Savage Opress.
Oh, and I guess I should tell you who's streaming it. It's That's No Moon and Yavin Base, right?
I believe so.
Yeah. Again, try to help you out. I know Shatterpoint. I have the starter set for Legion, but I haven't actually assembled any of it yet. I've been too busy. Don't worry, I'll get Todd over, and we'll have some fun.
I mean, with all the games, it's like I love playing Shatterpoint so much. It's hard for me to sit there and get away from playing it. You only have so much game time when it comes down to it. There's so many games to play, and like just the amount of time. So look, measuring out here right now, kind of where everybody is, but yeah, definitely getting both of those Super Commandos up close and personal. It looks like they're both going to be
So, based on the movement there, it looks like they did activate the Mandalorian. The reactive Mandalorians are stronger together.
Correct. And here's so he did get his one Mandos in a position now where about the only position he could, so where he could push, give a nice little shove.
Yes, excellent positioning over here because those boxes were making it a little tricky to get Savage off the point. Not to mention Savage is pretty sticky between his jump that he has on his expertise chart and his innate ability that gives him protection and steadfast.
Super Commandos, unfortunately, unless they're in melee, they need 3 expertise to sit there and get that push. And
ooh, that looks like some failures here.
Yeah, only got 2.
Yeah,
so 2's only going to be 1.
Did not get that third expertise.
It's going to turn into a crit, unless, of course, it turns into a crit. So Matt, with his basically is going to turn into blocks. He's going to block everything except for that 1 crit. That 1 crit's going to go through. So just 2 damage onto Savage.
Right, and of course, again, protection will reduce that.
Yeah, protection's going to reduce that to just 1 damage, which and reduces to 1. Savage should have protection. Savage has protection to go down to 1. I don't know if he caught that or not.
No, might not have caught it. Just kidding.
Yeah. I mean, we can't influence the game. I mean, that's something that he has to just notice himself, so I'm not going to point that out.
Remember, this is day 2 of this event, and these
looks
players,
like 3 blocks there from the one shooting. And it's I don't see any crits on Michael's side this time, so I think it's just a wash. Yeah, so it was just 1 damage. He did go ahead and catch that. So it was a wash, only scoring 2 points here on Michael's side. So really,
that was tough.
Yeah, that he really needed
more successes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Savage just coming up clutch. So yeah, basically just Savage just being solid there. All right, so we're flipping over. The last card of his deck there is going to be the Night Sister Acolyte. So what's going to be nice for Matt here is he is going to finish out the struggle here. He's going to be able to score out. Really what he's looking to do at this point in time is put himself into a position for the next struggle. So and basically getting himself into some really good positions for what's coming next.
Right. This is really where you want to be when you are winning the first struggle of the game, because if you can get ahead, so that you can just start maneuvering to put yourself in a better spot for the next struggle, you're going to start off with an advantage over your opponent.
Yep. And basically,
have fun at work, Quincy.
Yeah, have fun at work, Quincy. So basically what we're looking at overall is really like he's trying to make these movements to get kind of where he wants to be for overall. It takes a regular advance, puts himself on up on top next to that center objective.
Right, and the reason why he's going on an inactive objective is because when you go to Struggle 2, there is a 66% chance that middle objective will be active. So that's why he's going there right now.
Basically 2 out of 3. 2 out of the 3 options are going to be that center objective. So there's a high probability, a higher probability that that's going to be an active
Later,
objective.
Quincy.
Yeah, later, my friend. Sad to see you go. Okay, I'm going to attack in here. Quite a bit of expertise there. It's 2 failures, 3 expertise, 1 crit though. Those 3 expertise, that's a good amount of expertise though. It's going to go ahead and turn into 2 strikes. I believe. I don't.
2 strikes and a crit.
And now the second attack going into the Super Commandos. This will also be a range attack with their bows. Oh, it looks like he's changing who he's going to attack into. Again, a lot of expertise. There's a crit there, 2 strikes.
That quick change at the end, is he attacking Gar?
So 4
and a crit, 4 strikes and a crit.
2 failures. That's basically just going to be 2 blocks.
Ooh.
So 3 total going through here.
That's
So at least 2 damage and a pin and a shove. And potentially expose and a shove, or it's going to be a recover. Yeah, he's going straight across the board there. So it's going to be 3 damage, pin, shove, expose. And like I think most people that listen to us on a regular basis know, we love ourselves some expose, basically turning off that expertise, turning defensive dice into blanks.
Yes, we have talked about the defensive quality of the units on this table, but a lot of that is tied up in their expertise chart. So if you can regularly give exposes, they will not be able to make use of those expertise charts.
So that is struggle 1 to Matt.
Yep. Which is what we expected at the beginning of this turn.
Yes.
But now they are going to be flipping over, and then we will see which objectives are online.
So they're removing all of the control
tokens,
tokens, showing everybody who controls which point. And Michael's just kind of thinking through here where he wants to put those points, which one's going to work best for him.
Right. That is the nice thing. Part of the catch-up mechanics in this game. There are several, but one of them is that the loser of the first struggle will get to choose which objectives are going to be active on Sabotage Showdown, because you're given 2 options on the card. And so, of course, you try to pick the options that are most advantageous to where your units are currently located.
Exactly. Yeah. So that's what we're looking at. Like what he's kind of thinking through is, where do I have units? Who is left to activate? Who can I get going first and foremost? So Matt looking at his first activation. So regroup.
And then which one?
And is going with
Okay.
So he did pull the one objective that isn't going to have that center objective active. So that move, and that I think kind of a little worked against Matt, but that's okay. I mean, that's the RNG of how things work.
That's generally what happens. Hey, Beef Dragon, welcome.
Dragon is back.
That is his name. So,
all right.
So if you are just joining us, remember that we are only going to be streaming this first game. We will be recording the semifinals and the finals, so they will be up on the Momentous Struggle YouTube channel as soon as Todd could edit them, because we're going to get the audio so he could do a play-by-play, but we're going to be focusing on the amazing reveals that are going to be happening later today.
The showcase reveal that will be happening. So we need to go get set up for that. So that's unfortunately why we will not be able to get those 2 streamed. So we're going to go ahead and just basically record them, though, so that we can make sure that everyone does get a chance to watch them. Unfortunately, it will be a little bit delayed, but we will get them out and to the public when we can.
Yeah, and now remember, in the second and third struggles, there's going to be a priority objective. So they're... Oh, wait. More important. It's Shatterpoint time.
Yep. So Shatterpoint card comes up. He did go ahead and draw Luminara, but put her into reserve. So we know that the last activation of the order deck for Michael, it will be the Luminara. And for Matt, his last activation is definitely going to be Count Dooku. So right now the active objectives on Michael's side, which was the left side of the screen, the top objective, bottom in the center, and then again bottom on the right, which is Matt's side, is active.
So he started by using the regroup ability to remove that strain condition from the unit, which is very key because...
and which unit is that he's activating? Oh, but Django says, not so fast. 2 damage by Django.
Okay. Oh, because he was activating Bo-Katan. And remember, she had... So everyone...
did that put her down?
Yes.
Not...
Oh, this is a huge moment in the beginning of Struggle 2. So Not So Fast, notably, deals damage at the beginning of an activation. And if that damage is sufficient to wound the unit, which it did in this case with Bo-Katan, that then means the activation ends and you go straight to scoring. And Ooh, so that is a huge swing here.
So the reveals are going to be at 12:30.
And that's our time.
Our time.
Central Chicago time. Yes, and so of course, because a wound happened, that is going to trigger Ahsoka's Fierce Protector ability. She gets to advance and either make 3 recovers or a 5 dice attack on the character that did the wounding.
Yeah, that was pretty brutal by a pretty brutal move for not move, but a pretty brutal turn of events for Michael, having that not so fast go off.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. It's one of those things where Django definitely requires you to think very carefully about your activations, especially with the Shatterpoint card, because
that 5 dice is going to be 3 strikes, a failure, 1 expertise. An expertise on Ahsoka is not going to be too bad, I believe. Depending on the side, is either no matter what, it's going to be 2 strikes.
Yeah. With her, her lightsaber expertise chart's the same all the way down, except for when you get to 5+.
Yep. So that is going to turn into 4 blocks because of Beskar armor. So only 1's going to go through here.
Wow.
So Django's hanging in there pretty tight. So
attacking a Mandalorian is a tricky proposition. Or sorry. Django's not actually a Mandalorian.
So depending, yep. So he's on the reverse grip side still. So it's going to be 1 damage and a shoving Django back a little bit there. Again, that's not where the active point is at this point in time, so it's not going to impact Matt by too much here.
Right, but just the wounding and the losing of that activation, is the rest of this is fairly academic after that.
Yeah, that's where Matt. So here's the because that activation ended. Before we go back to Matt, it stays on 0, so both sides are going to get momentum off of this.
And they're just working on getting those control tokens up so that we know what's going on here.
Oh wait, no, we still ended. Sorry, I had to take that back. We still ended. They still scored the points.
Yeah, they still score. All right,
so Matt rolls for the priority. It's going to be the bottom right side of his. Yep. So Matt basically already controls the priority point, so that's going to be 2 points going his way as well.
Yes, I was in the middle of explaining that, and then action started happening in Shatterpointing. So again, in Struggles 2 and 3, they roll a dice at the beginning, and whichever objective it lands on, that you will score an additional point. So that becomes a lot of the tug of war, depending on where that priority objective lands in the Struggles 2 and 3.
Yeah. But this round is definitely this match is definitely flying by. We are less than an hour in. Yep, and another fancy foil. Matt got himself hooked up with all the fancy cards this weekend.
That is exciting.
And a judge call over here. Just judges talking to one another.
No, the judge is calling the other judge?
Yep. Judge called to judge. Yeah, and for this particular event, since we have everything going on, we have the head judge basically hanging out at this feature table to ensure that everything is going smoothly.
Which we appreciate.
Yep.
These games
and
are complicated.
A shout out to the staff here at Adepticon. Amazing work by all of the judges that we've had on the Shatterpoint side. They are just amazing judges. Fantastic work all around by them. They have definitely made sure that this ran smoothly all weekend long, especially for our first event.
Well, and if you look at the terrain on this table, this is one of just several options that they have put out throughout the events, and they look amazing. And they go through and they change our setup so that you get to see a different one each day. They do so much work. Most of the time, we are here late, and they are not done. I am impressed with the endurance of the staff here, because I'm tired, and I'm just sitting here talking to you.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's like every night after we end the stream, we basically clear off the table, make sure we're bringing a new set of terrain over for everyone to feature. So Matt goes ahead and goes with his attack with Dooku.
Which he got some expertise.
He did get some expertise, so we're looking at 3 crits, 4 strikes. Only 2 blocks here, so it looks like 5 down the tree.
Oh, wow.
With Dooku.
Dooku is showing off those duelist skills.
Yep, and he is on his Makashi side as well, so I'll be right back. Go ahead. I'll let you see what.
That's right. Here we go. So Matt's just looking at his options on his combat tree. Sounds like a reposition, expose, and a strain, which means we're looking at a total of 7, 8. Looks like 8 damage going through there, which he was attacking the Clan Kreese Mandos, right?
That's what it looks like here. Yeah.
Which that should wound them if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, so reposition, expose.
So the Duke Meister is going to end up on that back point.
So
looks like
it does. So he does go ahead and he does definitely go ahead and strain them here, or I'm sorry, wound them here, I should say.
Yes.
Does get the momentum for that. It looks like he's going to score all 4 points.
Wow. This is
maybe not the back one. I don't think the back one. So maybe just 2 of the 3 points. But that should be 3. I think the bottom one is still
controlled by
Michael.
By Michael, yeah, but still 3 points, respectable. Yeah, 3. There are some occasions in this struggle where you get stuck in this parody of you're each scoring 3 until somebody breaks it.
We gotta wait and see here. So we do have an Ahsoka trigger.
Oh, that's see, Ahsoka is so good. Now, Todd, I do have to say this quietly. Have the Luminara triggers been happening? Have we been missing them, or has our player been missing them?
I don't recall seeing any.
Right? So
I mean, this is Sunday.
This is day 4 of Adepticon. This is the final day. Many of these players played in every single event, and we have to give them a little grace. I am tired, and I have not been standing all day long playing, so I can't imagine that our players are feeling at their best, even though it's early in the morning.
Without a doubt, yeah. This is an endurance test for sure. So yeah, we definitely. It looks like he's trying to. Doesn't look like he's going to be able to get Ahsoka up on that point. So it's just going to be a recover again on Ahsoka, but she's.
Those recovers are important. You get to remove conditions.
So he's going to go ahead and again flip that point to him. That should score him 3, putting it back on his side. So that's the key with struggle too. If you're going to try and win this in 2, is basically to really kind of keep the pressure on here. All right, so the shield. So it is going to be the point over that Dooku just took, and that is going to be the point that is currently the primary point for this game.
And of course, Luminara is going to be the final activation from Michael. She is in a position to do something about that point. We'll see. But attacking Dooku is scary.
Correct. Yeah, I mean, Dooku just has such an amazing chart, and he is on his Makashi side. So one thing I love about his Makashi side is that he can just turn a crit straight to a failure.
Oh.
Depending on his expertise.
Yes.
I mean, he could do, if one expertise turns a crit to a failure, if he gets 3 or more, then he's turning 2 crits to a failure. So it's really hard to hit him. I mean, he makes what would be just a drop down no matter what success not happen. So again, it is going to be difficult to really kind of just to do those types of things with them, unless you have diceless displacement to really kind of move them off the point, which is something lacking in this particular list. There are players that are completely believe that the only way to play is to have 2 forms of diceless displacement in your list. There's none in this at all, which, again, that to each their own, but Luminara is going to jump up there on that point, see what she can do about, have a little talk with the former Jedi Master that she has known from before. Does position to herself in a way that if she can get some successes off, is going to be able to push him off that point.
I'm going to take a look and see, because it looks like he just flipped stances, so...
Okay. Yeah, because Luminara, we're looking at her stance tree. If she's on her Makashi side, one success does give her a push, or does give her a shove. So that's, I think, where if he's probably gonna try and make sure he's on that Makashi side. So here comes the attack. 2 crits. I do see 3 failures in there though. 1 expertise, 1 strike. If she's on a Makashi side, I'm assuming that's a crit and a strike as well that's going to convert into. Is she on her Makashi side?
Yes, this is a Makashi off.
Yeah. So basically that's 3 crits. So I think 1, even with the best roll here. So 3 crits, 2 strikes.
Very good roll.
Big roll.
Ooh, that's a lot.
4 failures, unfortunately, by Matt.
There
1 block.
Expertise.
2 expertise is going to basically give him that. What?
Block and reduce a crit to a failure.
I always want to make sure. Yeah. So it just gives him the 1 block and a crit to a failure. So basically, yeah, we got 2 of the crits going through. So he does do a little bit, but that does get her 2 down the tree, which gives her that shove to go ahead and flip that point. And it also gave her a reposition as well. I don't know where she's going to go with that reposition. So 2 damage, 1 shove. And she is going to also have that reposition as well. So still has to reposition somewhat, or else that ends. So like basically, but that can just be moving a millimeter anywhere along that. It doesn't really have to. So there we go. That basically will flip the point.
Twice the pride is now going to happen.
Twice the pride, double the fall.
Again, attacking the Duke Meister is a dangerous proposition.
It is. So basically what it is after an attack targeting an ally character within range 2 is resolved, this character may use this ability if the attack roll contains no hits, which basically, and 1 character in this unit may dash, then make a 5 dice attack targeting the character attacking there. So he is an ally to himself. Keep that in mind. It didn't say another allied character. So he basically dashes to the ladder, comes back up, and now can make that 5 dice attack.
Right. See, I was wondering, again, now that the action is gone, that reposition, he could have put Luminara in a spot to try and keep Dooku from getting back up on the ladder using the ingress point. And he did not do that, which is unfortunate.
Yeah, I mean, again, we've been playing all weekend long. The first game of the morning. Okay, so there is a strike, 3 strikes, and a critical with an expertise, turning it into 1 more crit. Actually, I think it should be 2 crits here because of that expertise. Yeah, so it's actually going to be a total of 3 crits, 3 strikes, 6 successes into Luma. Wow. What a roll there. So all of those crits.
That was 5 dice, right?
So basically, only the 3 crits are going to go through here, which is amazing.
That is a
great defensive roll, but still, it is Dooku. And so Dooku might just say, you know what, Luminar, I don't like having you up here. I'm going to go ahead and do the shove for starters. No, a reposition. Okay, so a reposition and an expose back onto Luminara with a total of 5 damage. Not too bad. I mean, again, he goes back onto that point, which is going to prevent Luminara from flipping the point. Basically just scoring 1, goes to 0. Each person gets 2 points here. So really, back to the point that Matt owns. So he's going to score at least 3 points here.
Wow, so that twice the pride, double the fall was huge here.
So there again, there is a line right now where Matt can win this game. Let's really now he has Savage, and Savage is on the 1 point that Matt does not control.
Wow, that is an amazing rip off the top of his order deck after refreshing.
Without a doubt. Without a doubt, and he has all the force at his disposal. So Dark Fury is online.
Yeah, this could be a pretty key turn here for Matt.
Yeah.
So Paul, if you're talking about what time the reveals start, it was 12:30 Chicago time, Central time.
So yeah, we're looking at about 2 hours. I wish we'll kind of see how the scheduling goes. I unfortunately I will say the focus attack.
That's what Savage wants to do. He doesn't have a lot of displacement. He just wants to attack.
And it looks like he's probably going to be going into those Mandalorian Super Commandos. I do see 2 failures, 3 strikes, a crit, 1 expertise. The expertise is going to be another crit and a damage into the pool. So 2 crits, 3 strikes. This is into the Super Commandos, so they do have their Beskar armor online, but 3 failures.
Wow.
So that's 2 blocks.
Wow.
Were they exposed as well? Oh, so they were exposed. So 4 going through on Matt's side.
Wow.
Yeah.
Are we
4 damage, 1 on the stack. This might
about
be
to see
close
the
to the
end?
end. This might be close to the end here because Matt can do 8 damage here. That's,
Right?
Yeah, and there's 1 already in there, so he can do a total of 9 damage.
Yeah, I think this is going to be it.
So that is a wound. We have an Ahsoka trigger. The wound happens.
Right, but Ahsoka is...
But this is a single elimination bracket here. So when this is over, we are done.
It's
So
over.
it looks like.
Yeah. Again, Michael is checking his abilities, looking at everything.
Looking to see what Ahsoka can do here, based off of where she is located on the board. She's kind of right there in the middle left side.
So, Paul, we're still on struggle 2. I think it might be about to be decided, but Matt did win the first struggle. So
the player on the right did win the first struggle. He controls all 3 points at this point in time. It looks like
yes,
with
he just flipped the that objective there, or at least once it looks like. Are we still doing the Ahsoka?
I think we're still on the Ahsoka side, just to kind of see what
we're waiting to see. There's Ahsoka triggered her Fierce Protector identity ability, which means she can make an advance toward an enemy character that just wounded.
But the thing is, she can only do an attack into the character that did the wounding, and she is not going to have enough distance. She cannot close that distance into.
Unfortunately, it does look like Ahsoka is just going to be too far away.
Yeah, she just comes to the center. I think.
And it looks like Michael agrees with our assessment.
Yeah.
And there is the handshake.
Yeah, there's the handshake.
Wow.
What a game.
So that
2-0 win by Matt.
Right?
Amazing.
He just went back to back. We got to see some amazing attacks here. Wow. Those dice of yours were on fire, Todd. You can't complain about your dice anymore.
No, I mean that was a solid run by Matt there. The dice came up. I mean, but he had just the right activations at just the right time. He was like all the order deck lined up perfect for him.
Yeah, that was a savage smash, Mama 3. And hello to you too. Hello, Chad. Hello, everyone. Again, Todd and I are from the Momentous Struggle podcast, a professional casual network. Brought us on to talk Shatterpoint with all of you. We want to thank them for bringing us here to Adepticon so that we could bring Adepticon to you.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I love all the guys over at the PCN, Professional Casual Network. If you do get a chance to check them out, they do a lot of Shatterpoint content. They do some Marvel
everything
Protocol.
Content.
They do a lot of RPG stuff. I think they have 3 or 4 different podcasts that they do for all across different games. So definitely give them a listen. They probably, if you're a miniature gamer, they have something that is probably going to be right up your alley for sure.
Yes.
So that on their side, on the Twitch side, they're streaming at Marvel Crisis Protocol. Of course, we have this round of the Shatterpoint event. Unfortunately, for our viewers who are hoping to see some more Shatterpoint content, we are going to be going offline for the rest of the day, but we are going to be recording these matches. So we are going to have 2 matches recorded for the semifinals and finals, so those will be up on Momentous Struggle's YouTube channel once I get those edited out, because of course you're not going to just want to sit there and watch people not knowing what's going on.
Yes. Todd's going to do the play-by-play for you after the fact. We do apologize, but I believe rightfully so. AMG would like you all to focus on the amazing reveals that are going to be coming
we get to
up
see the next year
at 12:30 here in Chicago.
Yeah, we get to see the next year worth of the releases for all of the games across all of the Atomic Mass Games lines of games. So we're going to be revealing all of those. That's going to be streamed on both Twitch and on YouTube. That's why we're going to be going offline here, so that we can stream on both of those. So we're going to make sure that that's
yes. Mama 3, we would have warned you had we known before this morning, but there's just so.
We are going to be streaming. Yes, we are going to be streaming them. Yes. We are going offline from streaming the games to stream the reveal.
Yes, we are not going to be.
12 in Chicago. Sorry, not 12:30. So yes, 12 Chicago.
Is it 12?
Yeah. So we're looking at in basically 2 hours.
Bad.
So basically, based off of when the round time is going to be starting, we won't be able to squeeze in the full round. So we're just going to go ahead and record it. We're going to take an early break.
Thank you.
Thank you. We were loved being here and sharing all of our moments here with everyone. Some amazing games back and forth. I am looking forward to getting all of the content because unfortunately, I'm going to be the first one to get to see the last 2 matches and basically kind of write everything down. So I'll be able to go and watch those 2, get those finals recorded, and get those up on stream for everyone, or on YouTube for everyone to watch. So if you are not already subscribed and following us on YouTube, by all means, jump over there so that I can get those, so you get the alerts as soon as we get those matches up. And that's going to be my goal next week, along with getting stuff up. Also, the AMG gave us a bunch of swag to give away. We did not have a chance to do that today. Follow us on Facebook. I am going to be doing the giveaways for all of the Adepticon. I'm going to start that probably today. So go ahead and go on over to Facebook, look for Momentous Struggle, give us a follow. I'm going to start doing those giveaways. I'm going to put some of those giveaways up today so that we can, some of the contests are probably only going to run a couple of days. So make sure you get over there as early as possible and are ready for those giveaways. So because we have some of those foil cards. We have some of the dice. We got a set 8 of each of the attack and defense dice, as well as the range tools, the acrylic range tools, and the acrylic momentum tracker. So all sorts of amazing stuff here. So I'll let you go ahead and close out. I'm going to go and finish everything out, and I'll get you back to Aubrey here. Have fun.
Yeah. All right. And remember, everyone, Todd and I do have our own podcast called Momentous Struggle. So if you want more story time with Aubrey and listening to the beautiful voice of Todd, please find us on your favorite podcast app of choice. Leave a review. Let us know how we're doing. We do appreciate feedback. Again, this was my first time ever streaming, so I would appreciate. Let us know what we did well. Let us know what we could improve. I do apologize. I know you all wanted to see plenty of Shatterpoint content today, but hey, you're gonna get to see all of those amazing reveals here at the final day of Adepticon. So remember, you're going to want to come back here to this channel to watch the reveal at noon. So everyone, thank you so much for joining us this morning, and may the Force be with you.